So we're looking for vertical asymptotes, horizontal asymptotes, oblique asymptotes if that happens.
Oblique is when it goes like diagonally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oblique is when the degree of the numerator exceeds the degree of the denominator by exactly 1.
When the
Right?
numerator exceeds the denominator.
Yeah, when the degree of the numerator exceeds the denominator. Now on this one, you'll notice that the degrees are the same. This one is negative 3x plus 4. Can you see it up here? All right. And this one is 2x plus 1 if you swap the order. So the degrees are the same because both the numerator and the denominator are linear equations. So they have degree 1. Before I do the horizontal asymptotes, I like to do vertical asymptotes first, though. So let me do this. The vertical asymptotes found where the denominator equals 0, right? So take the denominator, set it equal to 0, and you see that x equals negative a half is the only vertical asymptote. The horizontal asymptotes. This one is a case 2 situation. Case 2 is where the degree of the numerator is equal to the degree of the denominator. Whenever that happens, you just take these coefficients and say y equals that ratio. So that's where the horizontal asymptote will be. Right? So based on that little bit of information, I get all this. I have x equals negative a half. That's a vertical asymptote. Right? I also have y equals to negative 3 halves. So negative 3 halves is negative 1 and a half. So right about there. This is my horizontal asymptote. It's at y equals negative 3 halves. And now if I want to do a nice proper graph of this thing, I can go and do x and y intercepts if I wanted. Just find some other points in there. So how do we find x-intercepts? Set y equal to 0. And basically when you're setting y equal to 0, you're setting the whole equation equal to 0. Whoops, the whole equation equal to 0. And you can see if you cross multiply, this bottom goes away. And what you're essentially looking for are the zeros of the numerator. Right? So to find the x-intercepts, you're pretty much looking for the zeros of the numerator. What makes this top equal 0?
Negative 4/3.
Close. Because when I move the negative over, I have a negative here.
4/3.
So it's positive 4/3. When I plug in 4/3 for x, I get 0 for y. So the point 4/3 comma 0 is my x-intercept. That's right there. Does that make sense? 1 1/3 is 4/3. Okay. And the y-intercept is just f of 0, right? Y-intercept is f of 0. You're plugging in 0 for x. If you plug in 0 for x, both of these guys disappear. And you're left with 4. So the answer is 4. 0 comma 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the graph must look like this. And it's probably going to be over here. Just to prove it, I'm going to plug in negative 2 just to get another point. So f of negative 2 would be negative 3 times negative 2 plus 4 over 2 times negative 2 plus 1. I'm just plugging it into the original equation up here. That's 6 plus 4 is 10 over negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. 10 over negative 3, negative 10/3 is negative 3 and a third. So it's like about right here. And negative 2 is at negative 3 and a third. Maybe like right there. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's down here. Does that make sense? So that's how you would graph that.